What's going on, guys? It's Mikey Millions, and we are kicking things off with week 3 of the Robinhood 3K challenge. If you haven't seen the first 2 weeks of video, make sure you check those out so you can keep up with all the action. For those ready to go, let's recap what we've got so far and dive right into this week's play. In week 1, we sold one AMD cash covered put at the $29 strike. That contract expired worthless, so we kept the full $59 of premium, and we used those gains to buy 2 shares of AMD. So that ended up being a really strong week for us. In week 2, we went right back to AMD, sold another cash covered put at the $29 strike. Unfortunately, I closed that position a little bit too early. We only gained 49 bucks. However, we haven't used any of that money to purchase shares yet, so we're going to be looking to do that this week. During this challenge so far, I've banked $108, or 3.6% of my starting value. That's not bad, but it's also not good, and it is below the 2% goal I had each week. So this week, I need to really step it up, look for some bigger gains, and hit that 2% mark. Our plan this week looks like this. We're still sticking with Theta Gang strategies, but we're going to sell cash covered puts around earnings, looking for those bigger gains. To hit our 2% goal, we need to earn $62.44 this week. If we hit that 2% goal, our account value at the end of the week should be $3,184 at a minimum. With all that in mind, let's put our money where our mouth is and kick things off with this week's first trade. On Monday morning, I was trading on mobile because I was on vacation, and admittedly, my first thought was to go back to AMD. AMD had taken care of us previously, it showed some legs on Monday morning, and it was looking ripe for a put at $29.50, so I went ahead and placed the order and collected $49 of premium. And then I asked myself, is this trade dank? Does anybody want to watch me sell out of the money AMD puts 3 weeks in a row and again fail to hit my 2% goal? Raise your hand if you want to see me do that. Does anyone want to see that kind of trading? One guy. Okay, thank you. For the sake of everyone else who wants to see trades with a little bit more mustard, I closed out of that position almost immediately. I did buy back the contract for $48 after I had previously sold it at $49, so I did make $1 here, and a dollar is a dollar, but we needed to look for something more exciting than AMD puts this week. As it turns out, Bank of America planned on releasing its earnings report on Tuesday after market closed, and the $29 strike looked great for a short put. I figured I would sell the $29 put, collect $46 in premium, and wait for IV Crush to set in on Wednesday morning. I could then buy back the position on Wednesday for very cheap and then keep the difference in premium. That would leave me with the rest of Wednesday, plus Thursday and Friday to continue trading. So we locked in this trade on Monday. Let's wait until Tuesday after market close and see this earnings report. Here we are Tuesday afternoon. The market has just closed and we are awaiting the big earnings report. There's not much action after hours so far. I'm not quite sure what time the earnings report is coming out, but as you can see, Bank of America already had a pretty decent day. It's up over 2%, and that positive price action already puts our short put 60 cents out of the money, which is great for us. And it looks like a lot of this surge probably has to do with Warren Buffett announcing he wants to increase his stake in Bank of America. So this is a great endorsement, and we're looking at a good trade so far, as long as this earnings report doesn't destroy us. Alright, it turns out I'm an idiot. The earnings report is not coming Tuesday after close, but rather Wednesday before open. So let's try this again and see how this trade turned out. Here we are Wednesday morning, shortly after market open. Bank of America just released its earnings report, and as you can see here, the put that we sold yesterday is now way out of the money and is pretty much worthless. This big gain for us is riding Bank of America's earnings report, which indicated a better than expected profit on retail operations. It also saw an 8% increase in revenue in its global banking business. Despite what the Bitcoin fans might make you think, international banking is alive and well. As a result, Bank of America beat analyst expectations by 5 cents a share. This strong earnings report is really going to help out our trade. We are now a full $1.50 out of the money, which means we're $1.50 over the strike price. And as a result, there is very little premium left on our contract. So if we want to buy out of it and free up that buying power, it's only going to cost us a couple bucks. So let's go ahead and lock that in. Contracts at this strike are trading hands for about $2 at a time now, but the contracts don't expire until Friday. And I'm not waiting until Friday for this thing to expire out of the money so that I can collect those extra $2. It's just not worth the wait. I'd rather take the $44 of gains that I have now and free up my buying power so I can make another play this week. We are buying back this contract for $2. This will lock in our $44 of gains and free up all of our buying power. Let's go ahead and review our order. And indeed, we are getting all of our buying power back. So let's go ahead and lock this trade in. Here's the account history so you guys can see that this is legit. We sold for 46 and bought back for 2, giving us a $44 gain on our short Bank of America put. Plus the $1 that I accidentally made on AMD, that puts us at a $45 gain for the week so far. That's a great start given that it's just Wednesday morning, but we need a whole $62.44 to reach our 2% goal. We need a whole $18 more in gains before we've hit our mark, and that means we have a second play to make this week. It has been a really long time since I've used an earnings calendar, but if we scroll down a little bit, we can see that an old friend of mine, the aluminum manufacturer Alcoa, is releasing its earnings after the bell today. This is a perfect opportunity to get in on Alcoa for earnings. Alcoa is already off to a great start this morning. Let's open up our options chain and take a look. It looks like the $18 strike won't quite get us to our goal, but the $18.50 strike will. So let's go ahead and activate this strike. It's about $1 and change out of the money, so it's a good cushion for us. There is a strong probability of success on this relatively low risk trade. So let's go ahead and enter our trade. I'm only going to ask for 22 cents because I want to make sure that I get hit. And we're asking to sell 1 contract. Hit the magic button, and of course, Robinhood will not allow us to make this trade because all trades on Alcoa under $3 must be in 5-cent increments. Do I want to change from 22 to 20 cents? I tried to fight against Robinhood a little bit, but as you can see here, it didn't work out. I had to cancel my order 3 times, and eventually I surrendered, selling that cash covered put at 20 cents. My basis on this trade will be $18.30, but of course I want to collect the full premium so I can reach my 2% goal. Therefore, I'm rooting for Alcoa to close on Friday above $18.50. Here we are Thursday morning. Alcoa released its earnings report yesterday, and let's see how the market reacts. As far as I can tell, Alcoa's report was pitiful. They lost more money than they expected, they lost more money than they did last quarter, they didn't get as much demand as they expected to, and the outlook is not looking good. From my point of view, this earnings report is trash. But the market is actually responding positively to this news, so there must be something that I'm missing. Even though Alcoa lost $1.19 per share, it looks like the market is really reacting positively to the fact that they're going to perform a portfolio review aimed at cutting their costs. In other words, Alcoa is going to start selling its assets to try to make it cheaper to run the company. That must be a bullish thing in the manufacturing world, because Alcoa is up almost 6.5%, and our short put is now almost $2 out of the money. And as a result, as soon as the market opened, these contracts started changing hands for $3 each. And just like we did with our Bank of America contracts, when there's very little premium left, let's go ahead and close this position so we can get our buying power back. And yet, I am immediately reminded that these types of trades must be made in 5-cent increments. Am I willing to buy this thing back for $5 instead of $2? Nope, not this time, Robinhood. If I let this thing expire worthless, I'll get 100% on this trade. If I buy it back for $5, I'll only be collecting 75%. And that would mean missing out on my goal by about $3. Cancel that trade. I am not buying back that worthless contract. I am going home. As long as Donald Trump stays off Twitter, this Alcoa contract should expire worthless. That means I'm going to collect the full $20 premium. And as a result, I'll finally have hit my 2% weekly goal. There's still some trading time left this week, but unless AMD drops by $2, I'm probably also going to reach my goal of finishing the week with an account value above 3,184. This has shaped up to be a great week 3. Before we wrap this up, it's time to go ahead and reward myself. Remember, rule 3 of this challenge is when you make money, you must spend it on stock or options. Last week, I made $49 on AMD that I haven't spent yet. This week, I locked in $44 of gains on Bank of America, $1 of gains on AMD, and although it might be a little bit premature, I'm going to assume that I'm banking the full $20 on Alcoa. That gives me $114 that I must spend as per Rule 3. Because I love AMD so much, I'm going to start off by buying 1 share of AMD. It's going to cost about $31.16 out of the $49 I made off of it last week. That trade is done. We've got a little less than $83 left to spend, so let's jump over to our next stock. We made $44 this week on a Bank of America short put. That is more than enough to buy 1 share, so let's go ahead and lock in this trade. We're going to buy 1 share of Bank of America at the market price. That order will execute, and we will have $52.57 left to spend. Again, I really hope I'm not getting ahead of myself, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to bank that $20 off of the Alcoa short put, so let's go ahead and use that money to buy 1 share at the market price. It is a little bit more than the premium we collected, but we have plenty of extra cash left over from the other trades. That order will execute, and I'm done shopping for the day. I've still got $32.57 left to spend, but I'll save it for another time. That was an enjoyable couple of minutes. Here's the history so that you can see it's legit, and here's what our portfolio looks like right now. That's 3 shares of AMD, 1 share of Bank of America, and 1 share of Alcoa. All of it paid for by the people who bought the puts that I sold them. That's Theta Gang. Ride or die. Hey guys, I wanted to just give you all a sincere thank you for all the support that you've shown this channel so far. A lot of work goes into making those videos, so it's really nice to see that people are subscribing every day and that somebody's learning something from it. If you like what you see and you're interested in becoming a Theta Gang warrior yourself, check us out on Discord. There's a link in the description. There's a lot of information on that channel and a lot of knowledge that we can share to all become better traders. If you'd like a way to support this channel and you haven't signed up to Robinhood yet, consider using the link in the description to sign up. We'd both get a free share if you do so, and it would be a great way to support me so that I can continue making more videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Next week, we're moving on to week 4 of the Theta Gang Challenge, and we're going to play some more earnings. I hope you guys are all enjoying these. Thanks for watching.